The new supply is happier than me. I see it all the time on social media. They're doing things with the narcissist that we never did together. I can't tell you how many times I've heard those statements. So today I want to talk about the narcissist, the new supply, and I want to bust a lot of complete myths. One of the most important things I want to touch on first is please stop taking everything you see on social media so seriously. Social media is a wonderful way to be able to keep in touch with people and share what we have going on in our lives, but not everything you see is true. Not everything you see is what it appears to be. Even think about your own social media. I don't post every time I'm having a terrible day. I don't post every fight I have or every date I go on. Remember, you can't verify what is being posted, and you can't see and you don't know about what is not being posted. Lastly, don't loiter on their social media pages because it makes you nuts. So don't do that. Okay, now, down to business. The new supply is happier than me. Well, I want to start off with what makes you think that. The new supply is being love bombed. You got love bombed. You were happy. Of course, weren't we all? But how long did that last? A few weeks, maybe a few months. I got love bombed for about 3 months. I was on cloud 9. But as you and I both know, that changed dramatically and rapidly. Narcissists are going to repeat this cycle over and over again. Try not to confuse some happiness that you might see or hear about with the new supply as something that's going to be long-lasting. You're living, breathing proof that even after we stop being happy, we stay. We try to pretend as if we're still happy. This new person, just like you, will more than likely be thrown off by the sudden change as they get devalued. And they will be devalued, but we'll talk about that throughout the video. This new supply will try and overcompensate more than likely and pretend like things are just fine, just like we did for a significant amount of time. Also, comparing yourself to somebody else is one of the worst things you can do. Don't do this. Sure, this person might still be genuinely happy with a narcissist 6 months in, a year in, whatever, and maybe you weren't. It's not the narcissist who's doing anything differently, quote unquote. It's how the other person is responding to the abuse or not responding. The narcissist might be with somebody a lot younger, and maybe they haven't been in many relationships and they think that this is just the way it goes. Maybe the devaluing is so subtle by a supreme covert narcissist that the new supply hasn't sorted out what's happening yet. They more than likely might be used and abused and feel that it's normal. They're being brainwashed. There's a lot happening with this person that we might not be aware of. Narcissists don't change. The people they choose are the only variable in this scenario. If you'd like to talk one-on-one with me about what you're going through, you can email BookAChatWithJess@gmail.com for private chats. I also hear things like, well, the narcissist and the new supply, they're taking a trip, they got engaged, they're going here and doing this and that, and we never did any of this, and they said they hate this. I hear all of this all the time too, so I want to break all this down because it's all garbage. Yes, the narcissist might do things with the new person they didn't do with you. The narcissist I was with didn't have a very big social media presence because I didn't have one. I didn't post every time I eat a sandwich, and I still don't. But he didn't either. But when it was time for him to get new supply and I was discarded and he was actually publicly seeing other people instead of just doing it privately, there was a huge surge in his social media activity. Well, the girls that he was going after, they were on social media. They had a big presence on social media. It meant a lot more to them than it does to me. All that social media garbage that I don't really like, except for my career, which is this. We have to remember that narcissists mirror who they are abusing. They'll like what you like and dislike what you dislike. It's the same thing they've done to us. Maybe they will go on a trip or do something that seems out of character for them to you, because it is out of character for them and you know that. But what they're doing now is they're mirroring somebody else. There's somebody else in this scenario now, and it's not you. They are not mirroring you anymore. They're not love bombing you anymore. Narcissists can also be greatly influenced by their supply. Maybe you didn't push for engagement or marriage or something, and this new person did. Maybe something wasn't very important to you or you didn't care, and this other person did. We will never really know the full scope of what else is going on because we don't know this new supply's morals, values, standards, whatever. Just because we don't have all this information, it doesn't mean that anything is better or that anyone is being treated differently or better. They're being mirrored, copied. Copycatting is a big thing. It also means mirroring. They're being love bombed and abused, just like you were. For some reason, people also seem to think if they date a narcissist for a year, for example, 12 months, and the narcissist goes on to date somebody for 2 years, 5 years, or more, that all of a sudden that seems to mean something. So my next question is, why do you think just because they have a longer relationship after you, that it's all of a sudden better, that was the right person? My mom was married to the asshole of an abuser that was my father for 18 years, and I was around for 16 of them. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who lived through 16 years of emotional abuse, minimization, and torture, that sucked ass. It wasn't good. It wasn't all bad, but I was being abused significantly. And unfortunately, so was my mother. That's what really bothers me the most. The narcissist I talk about on here all the time who I dated has been on and off with some chick for over 2 years now. Who cares? She's not happy. He's not happy. I know what kind of a little boy he is. I can't call him a man because he doesn't act like one. But yeah, he's been with other people, probably more than one person, longer than the year and a half that we were together. So what? He cheated on me. He stole from me. He lied to me. He emotionally manipulated and tortured me. I don't want to be in anything any longer. 18 months was enough. I don't want more than that. Time doesn't equal happiness. It never has. It never will. The narcissist isn't going to change for this new person. You might see them acting differently, but again, they're mirroring a brand new, different person. Everything else stays the same. Narcissists are missing something in themselves internally, and you can't fix that externally. That's why a narcissist is going to do this over and over and over. They're seeking external instant gratification. They're not fixing what's really truly going on. I don't care what magical person you seem to drop into a scenario with the narcissist. They'll mirror, love bomb, future fake, devalue, manipulate, gaslight, discard, hoover. They'll do it all. It's literally called the narcissistic cycle of abuse. There is no one new. There is no one more special. There isn't someone better. That's complete and utter bullshit. If you have more questions about narcissists and the new supply, I have a whole playlist dedicated to the new supply and all the questions that you might have. I will pop it on the screen for you here if you want to dig around into that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to everybody who is supporting my channel, my producers, my Survivors Army, all my subs, and even those of you who just stopped by to listen. I really appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Have a great day, Survivor, and take care of yourself.